expect to know about your guys after those first 3 years?
Well, those are two really tough games on the road. It's hard to go down to A&M and win, and certainly BYU will be a real challenge. Our grit, our toughness, our ability to overcome adverse situations. I think that all those things will be exposed. We've been a team historically the last few years that's played well on the road. We seem to rise up to those occasions. I would expect it will be the same thing. But it'll be revealing. But it won't be the end all. Whether we win them both or split or lose them both, there's a lot of football that we left to play, and our team will be defined by how we win the season.
Do you move anybody else position-wise?
That you and I haven't spoke about?
Yeah.
We don't know what we've done. Let me think.
I mean, just
Since spring?
Okay. Or the new freshman?
No, not that I can recall. No. Lennon. We're going to put Lennon at linebacker, at outside linebacker. His body looks like it's going to grow into a linebacker body, so we're going to make that move now.
Would you say, given that you changed the offense a little to give Josh more control, what have you seen maybe in the offseason that would lead you to believe he has like a better grasp and he's developing that kind of better sense?
I've seen him spend time learning with Coach Tuiasosopo, coming in and watching some film, taking the guys out on the field and working. And, when you have an intelligent quarterback like Josh, what you want to do is give him the ability to change some things at the line of scrimmage that he sees. And so, there'll be times that we huddle, there'll be times we get up in the line of scrimmage quickly and snap it right away, and there'll be times we get up there quickly and we let him digest what he's seeing on defense and get us in the right play. The danger is that you give him too much, that you overestimate what a young person can handle given all the other stresses they have in their life, in school and social and just being a young person. But Josh is pretty unique, and I thought through the course of the spring, it started off offensively a little bit rocky like you think, but by the end of spring I felt really good about where we were and where he was with this offense.
When you diagnosed how it ended last year, what were the things you came away with?
Well, we lost some momentum late. As coaches, it's always our job to put our players in the best position to have success, and we certainly didn't do a good enough job of that. And then we realized that we need to continue to emphasize just getting bigger and stronger and more physical. And that's something that every coach will tell you they emphasize all the time. But it's no fun when a team can run the ball on you, especially the way Nebraska did. And that was a function of us not doing a very good job as coaches, and that's quite frankly just needed to continue to develop our players naturally, and that's what we've emphasized.
Coach, you talked about Fabian and Marcus being back at full strength. Is Johnny Johnson back at full strength too?
Johnny will be back at full strength for the fall, and let's just cross our fingers and hope that he can stay healthy, because he is a talented young man, and he's just had the injury bug. So I'm excited about Colin Samuel. I'm excited about Denzel Fisher. I'm excited about Octavia Spencer. I think he can play some safety, he can play some corner. I'm excited to see our defense develop. I think we've got a good defense. And I felt that way last year too, and then we suffered those injuries, and the dynamics changed. But hopefully we can stay healthy and we can reach our potential.
And Deshaun Holiday is still at safety for the fall.
He is. Right now he's at safety. He's up to about, he was during the spring he was about 220 pounds. The last I checked last week he was down to about 213 pounds, which is probably where he should be. But he likes to play safety. He wants to play safety, and hopefully he can help us there. And if not as a starter or a role player on defense, I think he has a position on defense on special teams that he can fill.
Coach, I was looking at an old 1967 Stanford press guide.
Yeah.
Your dad was on Coach Ralston's staff with Mike White, Coach Vermeil, and I know at UCLA, Coach Donahue, and Tomey and Brooks. Do you lean on some of, I know your dad too, but do you lean on, do you ever talk to some of the...
I talk to my dad most often. I talk to him a lot. Sometimes I don't necessarily want to hear what he has to tell me, but I listen because he knows. I talk to Coach Vermeil quite often. I always have. He's been a part of my life since I was a young kid, and he's always very, very frank with me. I talk to Coach Donahue quite often. I work with Coach Tomey and stay in touch with Coach Tomey. I wish I could stay in touch with Bill Walsh. You know, he was a major influence on me as a coach when I was with him in San Francisco for those years. I would spend, up to an hour every day in his office. I would have him come to my meetings and evaluate what I was saying, and he just taught me a lot of great lessons. I talk to Coach Holmgren still. I talk to Coach Mariucci still. Unfortunately, I can't talk to Coach Coryell anymore, but I've been very fortunate just to have a lot of great men and great coaches in my life. That being said, some of the greatest lessons I've ever learned are from the players I've coached. You know, guys like Ronnie Lott and Steve Young and men like that. You know, some of the great ones.
Why do you think Stanford has been able to do what they've done? Is it just an example of them staying with what they did while everybody else went in another direction, and then all of a sudden they're the team that's hard to prepare for because they're doing things that nobody else is doing?
Well, they are hard to prepare for exactly for the reason you said, because you know you spend most of the weeks preparing for some spreads, some fast pace, and all of a sudden you get this big physical downhill run team that's made a real commitment to the style of play that they want to play, and it's not easy. They know who they want to be. They recruit that type of athlete. They have success in recruiting because they're Stanford, you know. And if you have the grades and you're a good enough football player, I mean, your parents are going to push you there, and you want to go there. So they do have success. And I think it's knowing who they want to be, recruiting the right athletes, and continuing to emphasize the things that are important to them.
You've elevated a offensive coordinator who never had really a command of an offense before. What are you seeing in the challenges in that, and how is the offense actually formulating now under the scheme that he's developing?
You're talking about Kennedy?
Yes.
Well, he's been an offensive coordinator before, but he had not called plays. And so, you know, obviously there's some uncertainty there, but I've been fortunate to be around him and coached against him and have great respect for him and his knowledge of the game. He's a guy that's put together game plans. He's a guy that's willing to accept input. And we've surrounded him with some coaches that I think are real professionals and experienced. You know, Marcus Tuiasosopo coming in. Marcus has been an interim head coach. He's called plays. I think that'll benefit Kennedy. We've done a lot of things through our practices just to, you know, give him a chance to call plays off the cuff, and he's done a tremendous job. The thing about Kennedy, and maybe it's, you know, kind of like Stanford, is that he wants this offense to have an identity and has a clear picture of what he wants it to be, and he's not going to be wishy-washy. He'll adapt and adjust as he needs to, but he has a clear idea of what he wants us to be, and he's able to convey that to the players in a very concise manner. And so I think we'll all be on the same page, and I think we'll be very detailed in how we present to our players.
All right, that'll conclude the UCLA.
Thank you.